Let's unearth 15 unforgettable rock songs from 1970 that didn't just define a year, they set fire to the foundation. These weren't just riffs, they were roadmaps to rebellion, love, and sonic liberation. And the final track? It turned a screaming preacher into a rock legend in under 4 minutes. Number 15, No Time by the Guess Who. Sharp lyrics, sharper guitars. No Time was the Guess Who's kiss-off anthem, bitter, poetic, and riding a riff that cut like a switchblade through 70s radio fuzz. It hit number 5 on the Billboard charts and helped cement the Canadian band's role as serious rock contenders. Burton Cummings' voice was velvet and smoke, and the groove just wouldn't quit. Next, a guitar god whose solo sounded like heartbreak in real time. Number 14, Tell the Truth by Derek and the Dominoes. Buried beneath the shadow of Layla was this gem. Tell the Truth was a blues rock firestorm with Duane Allman and Eric Clapton locked in a slide duel that burned like gospel. It wasn't a major chart hit, but fans knew this was the core of the Layla album's brilliance. The groove swung, the solo sang, and the pain felt completely earned. Next, a solo Beatle finds clarity with the help of a wall of sound. If you're still with us, you're our kind of listener. Tap subscribe so you don't miss the deep cuts, the loud ones, and the legends most forget. We're just getting started. Number 13, What is Life by George Harrison. Pure joy, laced with spiritual longing. What is Life took George Harrison's signature slide guitar and wrapped it in Phil Spector's lush production. Released as a single in early '71 but tracked in 1970, it became one of Harrison's most upbeat solo tracks, a rare blend of muscle and meaning. This wasn't about chart success, though it had it. It was about emotional clarity. Harrison didn't just leave the Beatles, he found something bigger. Next, a band that mixed soul, slide guitar, and slow burn passion with zero filler. Number 12, Live With Me by Humble Pie. This wasn't a studio recording, it was a controlled detonation. Live With Me came from Humble Pie live at the Fillmore, and Steve Marriott's vocal could sandpaper paint. The groove? Dirty. The guitar? Slippery. The feel ? Unfiltered soul rock, teetering between blues meltdown and sermon. Marriott, Frampton, and the rest didn't care about polish. They played like they had nothing to lose. And in 1970, it felt like everything was on the line. Next, a band who sounded like a campfire story set to perfect Americana grit. Number 11, The Shape I'm In by the band. Groove heavy, cryptic, and oddly beautiful. The Shape I'm In captured the band at their tightest. A funky, anxious shuffle that made existential dread danceable. Rick Danko's delivery felt like a man trying to hold it together as everything spun. It wasn't their most famous song, but it was one of their most modern. A blueprint for alt-country, heartland rock, and everything in between. Next, revolution, distortion, and a howl from the streets of Detroit. Number 10, Sister Ann by MC5. Church bells, harmonica, a guitar riot. Sister Ann was MC5's unpredictable epic, less polished than Kick Out the Jams, but more expansive and absolutely alive. From the opening clang to the chaotic crescendo, it felt like a sermon held on the back of a motorcycle. The MC5 never got the commercial success they deserved, but in 1970, they were writing the future of punk. This song was messy, glorious, and real. Coming up, a jazz rock anthem that invented the late-night city skyline in sound. Number 9, 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago. Urgent, explosive, unmistakable. 25 or 6 to 4 fused jazz and rock into a streetlight anthem, blaring horns, pounding drums, and Terry Kath's guitar solo that still stuns. It was a song about writing a song. In the middle of the night, it hit number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and helped define Chicago's early, edgier identity. Before the ballads, there was this. Next, a band whose biggest hit was banned and inspired generations of metal fans anyway. Number 8, DOA by Bloodrock. This one came wrapped in sirens and death. DOA was a horror rock tale told from the point of view of a dying crash victim, complete with eerie organs and chilling calm. It terrified radio stations and fascinated teenagers, reaching number 36 on the charts despite near constant controversy. Bloodrock never had another song like it, and no one else really tried. It's shock rock at its most literal, and its most haunting. Next, a guitar legend lays down Latin fury and psychedelic gold. Number 7, Hope You're Feeling Better by Santana. Carlos Santana never played it safe, and this track proved it. Hope You're Feeling Better was the loudest, grittiest moment on Abraxas, a blues rock explosion drenched in Latin percussion and heartbreak. Greg Rowley's vocal tore through regret like a knife, and Carlos's guitar bled emotion on every note. It wasn't the single radio remembered, but fans never forgot it. This was Santana raw, unfiltered, and utterly on fire. Coming up, a majestic ballad, carried not by words, but by the wind. Number 6, Theme for an Imaginary Western by Mountain. This wasn't just a song, it was cinematic rock poetry. Theme for an Imaginary Western showcased Mountain's softer side, with Leslie West's soaring guitar and Felix Pappalardi's haunting vocal. It felt like sunrise over a ghost town, beautiful, nostalgic, and tinged with loss. Originally written by Jack Bruce and Pete Brown, Mountain turned it into an epic. Not as heavy as Mississippi Queen, but just as unforgettable. Next, a California band asks nature for guidance and gets a spiritual answer in stereo. Number 5, Nature's Way by Spirit.
It's nature's way of telling you something's wrong.
Short, simple, soul-shaking. Nature's Way was Spirit's gentle environmental plea, written long before eco-rock was a thing. Randy California's voice and guitar glided together like wind through trees, delivering a warning wrapped in warmth. It didn't chart high, but its message aged like a prophecy. Years later, it would be sampled, quoted, and rediscovered by new generations craving authenticity. And that line?
Nature's way of telling you something's wrong.
It's nature's way of telling you something's wrong. Still hits. Next, Blue Collar Bombast, from a band that brought the assembly line to the stage. Number 4, Closer to Home by Grand Funk Railroad.
Everybody, listen to me.
Epic, without a trace of pretension. I'm Your Captain, Closer to Home, was Grand Funk at their most ambitious, a 2-part suite that transformed from FM rocker to orchestral sea voyage. It didn't need chart domination to become a classic. Fans claimed it. That bass line, that crescendo, that final chant of "I'm getting closer to my home." It echoed in arenas and stadiums for decades. This wasn't just about travel, it was about survival. Next, we enter the top 3, where legacy, identity, and revolution collide. Number 3, Carry On by Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. This was 4 voices, 1 message, and 1,000 echoes. Carry On opened Deja Vu like a sunrise, shifting from dreamy harmonies into full-blown rock catharsis. Stills wrote it in a day, fusing lyrics of hope and survival with funky time signatures and fuzzed-out guitar breaks. The track became a concert favorite and spiritual centerpiece of the CSNY sound. Carry On, Love Is Coming, it still lands like scripture. Next, a comeback single that reminded the world just how clever and cutting British rock could be. Number 2, Lola by the Kinks. Gender bending, genre bending, radio redefining. Lola was Ray Davies' sly, witty tale of late-night confusion and unexpected love in a Soho bar. The story was cheeky, the melody infectious, and the cultural moment way ahead of its time. It put the Kinks back on the charts and into the cultural conversation after years in the wilderness. The BBC censored it. Fans played it on loop. 50 years later, it's still a masterpiece of storytelling with a smirk. Next, a cover so explosive it turned a gravel-voiced soul singer into a rock deity. Number 1, The Letter, Live by Joe Cocker. 3 minutes, 1 hurricane. Joe Cocker's live version of The Letter from Mad Dogs and Englishmen is pure controlled chaos. Backed by Leon Russell and an all-star band, Cocker screamed, growled, and howled through the Box Tops classic like it was his own gospel. The horns blared, the drums shook, and that voice? It turned a simple pop tune into a desperate cry for connection. It didn't just rock, it testified. And that's why we never forgot. 1970 wasn't just the start of a decade. It was a pivot point. These songs didn't fade. They echoed, becoming part of how we understand love, pain, rage, and freedom. From Woodstock's Afterglow to the dirt and diesel of Grand Funk, these tracks carried more than sound. They carried soul. So which one hit you hardest? Drop your pick in the comments and let the debate begin. If this journey fired you up, smash like, hit subscribe, and tap the end screen to dive into 15 rock songs from 1971. We'll never forget part 2. Because when the world felt uncertain, rock didn't whisper, it roared.